All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's my Tuesday. Welcome back to GQuuux, and this is probably going to be the most exciting week we've had since the start because we've been exponentially thrown forward into Zeta Gundam drama with a bunch of crazy twists, a sudden unexpected return of Gates Kappa, the Psycho Gundam, and Gundam's original bald sicko bastard, Bascom. Now, I think the biggest issue with GQuuux up to now is it was rushing at a breakneck pace through a bunch of drama and all these like fucking clan battles, and it felt like the past couple of post-movie episodes, 4 was rushed, 5 had the Black Tri-Stars, but they barely met any of the characters or did anything. Finally, in episode 6, we hit kind of a perfect stride by doing the classic Gundam thing of building all the characters and building up all the stakes and leaving it hanging for it all to explode in a perfect episode 7, which I'm really looking forward to. All right, let's try to quickly roll through reaction roundup, but actually episode 6 was so hot with so many people having hot takes that this might be a pretty long one. Oh, and one more Gelgoog meme for the road. It's a parody of the movie Your Name, but it says your name is not GM. I laughed my ass off at this. That's hilarious. Okay, let's get into it. So, recapping episode 6 from least complicated to most complicated, at the bottom of the barrel in the 0 spot was Gates Kappa, who while his return was appreciated, he's definitely not an important character in the long run of Gundam. He's definitely your kind of glup shitto character. So, the biggest thing about Gates coming back is some hot hype that we might get a sick GQuuux version of the Bound Dock, but I'm not expecting it either because the Bound Dock is like an end of Zeta supermobile suit. So the least important thing last week was Anki. Anki became a topic again last week. Her big scene with Shali on the mountain kind of deflated a lot of the mystique around the character and a lot of the suspicion that she might be a better or bigger deal in the long run. It unfortunately put her into a light villain category because she's about to fuck over the heroes for money. Although we did get this amazing art of her from user PG Maji Maji of her in the classic 80s Gundam style. Next up, the next biggest deal was Nyan. Nyan pretty much became the best girl on the show as everyone got kind of miffed out by Machu being an insane spoiled brat. On top of that, many people were just literally dropping dead over Nyan's pure as fuck intentions just to have a nice dinner with all her nice friends. A couple of people noticed that Conch was massively more effective at making dumplings than Nyan. Some eagle-eyed viewer pointed out the main reason for that probably being that Conch's 2 main tentacle attachments seem to be able to work exactly like a commercial dumpling machine. Oh, that's hilarious. Also, this restaurant where Nyan ate her noodles, that apparently was a real restaurant, and that became something of a big deal because that restaurant no longer exists. So, nonetheless, the poor Lao Li family that used to live there was so overjoyed to see it again that they wrote a thank you letter to the anime studio, and apparently someone even left a cardboard cutout of Nyan eating noodles at the location in real life, wherever that may be. So yeah, then the next big deal was Bask. Many people were hella hyped about Bask. We got this hilarious Photoshop of The Rock being Bask. And yeah, we just got some general memes reminding everyone of how fucking terrified Bascom is. And people are absolutely terrified that he's going to do some serious war crimes. We also got a lot of people reminiscing fondly of the time he punched Recco Orlando square in the nose. And people are wondering if he'll do the same to Machu because he gives 0 fucks about anyone and is an equal opportunity war criminal. Now, I also want to point out this one user here who drew Bask as Sigma, which is something I also did as a kid when I first saw Zeta in the 90s. Aw, I feel that. Anyway, I drew it better. Bask and the Titans in general were a big talking point last week, with many people now speculating that Bask's return opens the door up for basically all of them to return. Jamatov, Jamaican, Jared, Yazan, Mar, Lila Mira, Lila. Now, I really wouldn't expect to see Jared because Jared was so heavily tied into Camille's storyline. Maybe Yazan because Yazan was in this weird super ace category. Probably Jamatov is lurking somewhere behind the scenes in your typical evil politician role. But Bask is a massively interesting swing because Bask is a real higher up in the Titans and had crosses with Bright, Recco, and Skarako, but he never really got down in the dirt and came up against Camille or any of the ground level people we usually follow in Gundam. I think that's why they were able to use him so effectively in Gundam 0083. Speaking of Gundam 0083, there's also been some speculation that since the Federation and Zeon are flipped in this universe from the Authority to the Terrorists, some people are wondering if Anna Volgado might show up in some official fashion to deal with all this crap, since now the Titans are basically working as a terrorist organization, which is a weird, funny role reversal. Also, the next most important thing that people were memeing on was the Masamune Air Conditioning Company. This is a vaguely disguised front for the Murasame New Type Research Labs, and what's funny is they also seem to be a direct parody of the Japanese air conditioning company Daikin. having almost the same mascot. Daikin also tweeted out this hilarious recommendation for the Masamune Air Conditioning Company that seemingly carries on their style into the future. Although morbidly after that, people started to notice that the little mascot with the blue perm and the missing eye might be a super morbid reference to Camille Bidan's identity death at the end of the original Zeta Gundam. And hey, if that's our Camille Bidan's cameo for the series, go figure. Now, nonetheless, then people started to nickname the new Psycho Gundam the Airco Gundam, and we got some people who drew it as a literal aircon Gundam, terrifying the colony with cool tropical breezes. Oh my god, so cold. And since the Psycho Gundam then started trending after that, we had some people mention that there was a what-if video game scenario once upon a time where apparently the Karabut captured 4 Psycho Gundam after the battle in Kilimanjaro and repaired it into the full boost Psycho Gundam, which in this what-if scenario was designed for Amuro Ray to pilot it. Well, apparently Amuro Ray didn't want to do it, so ultimately Hayato ended up having to pilot it, which kind of seems like some sort of massive metaphor for Hayato's long-standing insecurity against Amuro. Anyway, the second biggest talking point of the show was actually not something even in the show. It was fucking Captain Skarako. And sorry, Shuji, it turns out you're not a stoner loser version of Skarako. The real Skarako is totally out there somewhere. Actually, as it turns out, he's in Jupiter. We got a bombshell statement from the show's director, Tsurumaki, that Skarako definitely exists in the GQuuux universe, and he's in Jupiter right now. But he probably won't be featured directly on the show on the basis that he's such a powerful character that him coming to Earth from Jupiter would literally disrupt every single faction. So let's talk about what's going on here and where Skarako is and how it all played out. So some people took it the wrong way in episode 6 that the Xeon guy mentioned a returning from Jupiter, and they were expecting that meant Skarako was coming soon, but that's completely wrong. He was literally talking about Shalia Bull, because in this universe, Shalia Bull is the man from Jupiter. See, Shalia and Skarako are both connected because they both had this nickname, the man from Jupiter, because both of them served the same job. Both Shalia and Skarako in the standard UC were captains of the Jupiter Energy Fleet that returned from Jupiter to the Earth sphere after spending several years in Jupiter and gaining bizarrely high new type abilities. But the big difference between UC and GQuuux is in the standard UC, Shalia died and Skarako took over. But now it seems that with Tsurumaki's confirmation, even though Shalia did not die in GQuuux, Skarako still took over the Jupiter Energy Fleet on the basis that Shalia never returned to Jupiter because he became obsessed with the Red Gundam and started living on the Sodan. So in GQuuux in 0085, Skarako is still currently running the Jupiter Energy Fleet in Jupiter, theoretically bearing some disaster that he plans to return to the Earth sphere, still on schedule in 0087 for whatever his agenda at the time is. Then Tsurumaki actually elaborated that he was actually planning on GQuuux taking place even further into the Zeta Double Zeta timeline, but decided to put it in 0085 simply to not interfere with Skarako. Tsurumaki elaborated that Skarako's ability to hypnotize and control women in the narrative of Zeta would be a massive problem in GQuuux because of all the female characters, which user Yitterbum169 quickly turned into a comic where Skarako just fucking shows up, looks at Machu once, and literally says, "Hey woman, look over here." And Machu instantly gets emotionally fucked up from coming in contact with him. Oh man, that's hilarious. Okay, lastly, the number one biggest topic this week. What do you guys think it is? It turns out this week heading into GQuuux episode 7, the biggest deal was Dukes Murasame, a character that literally everyone on the internet has a million different opinions on. Now, first thing first, I think I need to point out that there is no consensus on Dukes' gender, and a lot of people are debating whether or not Dukes was a boy or a girl. So we got some girly fan art of Dukes as a girl and some manly cool fan art where Dukes is a boy. Wow. I do not think I've ever seen an argument like this play out so boldly. Like, the internet is boldly divided on this character's gender, but attracted to them either way. And some people are saying, well, fuck you. This person's probably 12. They should not be attracted to you. Call the police. And yeah, that's right. Pedoism is bad. But anyway, yeah, it seems like Dukes is being set up for Murasame's role and shift with Machu. But then everyone is definitely wondering, is she going to be a boy or is she going to be a girl? And if she's a girl, that would mean she's a little bit younger. But if she's a boy, she could be up to 14 and closer in age to Machu. And this would make more sense to ship them together because they'd only have like a 2-year age difference. Anyway, despite various people of various genders all being enamored by Dukes, the other thing on the table is that, well, no matter what gender Dukes is, they're probably going to die today, right? Some people pointing out the average cyber new type survival rate is 3 out of 10. And technically it's only 3 out of 10 if you include AUs like Gundam 00 and Gundam X. If you don't include them, then the cyber new type survival rate is Katagina. Just fucking Katagina. The rest of them all died. And Katagina only survived so Tamino could punish her. Either way, someone's totally going to die in this episode, but will it be Shalia Bull? Xavier seems to be trying to kill him. Anyway, okay, so this is definitely the most exciting episode we've ever faced into. The Psycho Gundam is coming. People are definitely going to die. Machu's going to go insane. Holy shit, it's so Kira Kira. I'm so hyped for this episode. Let's do it. Here we go. Okay, episode 7, Machu's Rebellion. So 7 starts with the stupid clan battle starting out like always, but it's obviously not a normal clan battle in that the Titans have declared they want to fight inside the colony, which is like super ultra illegal and super stupid and super dangerous. And I kind of think Machu should have known better than that. Nyan shows up in her ironing jacket, and apparently Nyan and Machu have made this plan to help Shuji escape. But Nyan is undercut by it, asking if Machu loves Shuji, and then they have this kind of icy love triangle go on now. Anyway, Cassilia shows up and meets with the Side 6 president, and is that Cameron Bloom there? Yeah, it seems to be. It seems like Zeon is rebuilding the EFSS solar array weapon for some underhanded intention. They say they're going to use it for environmental purposes, but that's complete bullshit. They're definitely going to use it to do genocide again, and maybe it's going to play into like the Zeon Civil War. We finally find out that the president has been excusing the clan battle up to now because it's been good for the economy, and so that's why Machu never got arrested by the cops who were looking for her. On the Sodan, meanwhile, Shalia Bull is missing, and meanwhile we see Gates Kappa and his Hammurabi. Now the Hammurabi seems to be almost exactly the same as in Standard Zeta, except it seems to have this new adjustable head thing. And anyway, he puts on an EFSS pilot suit, and then Shuji notices that Nyan is in the GQuuux. Apparently Machu is trying to facilitate their escape. Nyan and Shuji are co-piloting, and they have this like dual Char-Lala energy where they really play off each other well. Anyway, then the Hammurabi and the Psycho Gundam come out, and in a hilarious moment, the customs guy from the last episode is like, "Why is that air conditioner up there?" Anyway, Anki has already left, but Machu decides to rob the Pomeranians for all their money. Anki catches her in the act though, and Machu then finds Anki's gun, so she can totally kill her and leave. And then, oh my god, the fucking Psycho Gundam starts going, and the fucking Zeta Gundam BGM starts blasting. Hell yeah, chills, pure chills up and down my entire body. Oh my god, the Psycho Gundam is terrifying. So the Psycho Gundam starts burning the city to the ground, and the Sodan team finally gets ready to go because fuck that thing. Machu almost kills Anki, she takes a headshot at her, and holy shit, we have a real Gundam series on our hands now. I am so hyped for this. So the police annoyingly go after Shu and Yan, and not the fucking genocidal Psycho Gundam burning down the city. Nan ends up falling out of the Gundam, Shuji catches her, and the Gundam tells Shuji that the Rose is awakening, and holy crap, I still don't know what that is. Nyan tells Shuji to screw Machu and run away with her in some intense drama, and then the Gundam starts calling to the kids. It seems like it's going to do the Zek Nova thing again, which will destroy the colony, and then Duke's Murasame starts going insane, and the Psycho Gundam fries almost the entire city up to the presidential building. Now, Cassilia starts hearing the Lala sound, and her assistant, who is not a new type, cannot hear it. Shuji then starts to see the afterlife or something, and then he is able to control the Zek Nova to teleport, with something of a limited explosion. Holy shit, this is a big deal. This means Char could still be alive. Anyway, Nan gets left behind with Conch, and that's that. Then we go back to Gates and the Psycho Gundam, who are trying to move towards the presidential building and kill Cassilia. The Psycho Gundam ends up going massively weird. All its armors pop up, and it kind of looks like Evangelion, but actually it's kind of a reference to the Psycho Gundam Mark II, but it's different because it's literally using its armors as funnels, and it's just kind of slamming into everything, and it's fucking creepy. So the Sodan tries to like shoot down the Psycho Gundam, but it has an eye field, so then they like get ready to ram it, but it's like hitting them with all like the psycho plates. Machu meanwhile finds the GQuuux abandoned and almost gets shot by the police who accuse her of being a terrorist. The Quuux activates. I thought Nan was inside at first, but actually it's empty. And then the police shoot away all Machu's money. So yeah, the Gundam moved on its own, I guess, reacting to Machu's Taikamu. Crazy. So then Cecilia moves up to the Side 6 presidential palace and Xavier comes out in a fucking white Gan. Holy crap, the Gan just got justice. Wow, it's so knightly. This is so effing cool. So then Shalia comes out and the Brabro just drives around a corner and fucking drifts in the goddamn Brabro. And fuck yeah, we got a Psycho Gundam versus Brabro Shalia Bull versus Psycho Gundam fight on our hands. Oh my fucking god, and he fucking killed Gate Kappa! Holy shit! Oh my god, so much justice for all these unloved 70s mecha. Oh my god, Shalia's fucking drifting around in the Bravo. What the fuck am I seeing right now? Oh my fucking god, this is amazing. I fucking feel like my life is complete right now. The Bravo is fucking shredding the Psycho Gundam. Oh my god, Dukes Marasame is dead. She never even met Machu. We never even figured out her gender and she's fucking dead. Oh my god, this is insane. Holy shit, wow, Cecilia is living on like a fox here. Why is she dressed like Al Capone? Well, she's pulling it off. Oh my god, everything's going nuts. Everyone's going nuts. Machu's fucking losing it. Machu and Shalia are fighting. Machu ends up getting shut down by Shalia. Shalia is saving Machu. Shalia is such a good guy. Oh, and wow, as he's saving her, the fucking Kikaroga transforms into a weird alternate mobile suit form. Okay, wow, Kikaroga is different from the Bravo. I finally get it. Okay, so, wow, fucking wow. The Pomeranians got away. The police raided their base. Machu is publicly outed as a terrorist. Nyan and Conch escape are taken in by Xavier's gun. And there you go. Machu and Nyan both got recruited into Zeons. Everyone's a fucking Zeon now. Machu is with Shalia. Nyan is with Cecilia. The Sodan leaves Side 6. Mission accomplished. Everyone goes home. Cecilia puts on back her evil villain costume. And Xavier and Nyan run away with Cecilia. And Nyan has like no one in her life that she loves. Shalia has randomly come to the conclusion, though, that the Earth sphere will continue to be on the verge of war as long as Girin and Cecilia continue to be assholes and perpetuate the Zeon Cold Civil War. So now Shalia is suddenly down to kill them as he has been cleared of all charges of suspecting to kill them. And so what is his fucking plan now? Is he going to put Garmin in charge? Oh my god, what the fuck, law, Gundam politics. And so yeah, the episode ends with Machu in the White Base's jail, which is where Sayla was that one time Ramba Rao attacked, except I guess that never happened in this reality, so maybe Machu is like the first person to ever end up in White Base jail. I mean, it looks super clean. Wow. This fucking episode. This is the greatest fucking episode I've ever seen in the show. This is the best Gundam action I've seen in years. I am so hyped over this. This was definitely the biggest hype episode of the season. It went so different than I expected. I really thought Machu and like Dukes would like, I don't know, kiss or something, but none of that happened. Wow. That was so different, but it does perfectly sync up with Double Zeta Gundam, the way Double Zeta Gundam spent the first 6 episodes in Shangri-La. So yeah, they're leaving the colony in episode 7, just like what happened in Double Zeta Gundam. But it leaves barely any time in the rest of the show to wrap up all these other problems. So yeah, Machu and Nan both recruited by Zeon. Holy shit, is this now the big setup that Machu and Nan are arch rivals destined to kill each other? Machu trying to assassinate Cecilia, Nyan trying to protect Cecilia. I love how much this undercut the strong implication that they were going to be in lesbians with each other. Wow, oh wow, oh wow, wow. Holy shit. This was a great fucking episode. As hyped as I am about that, my hype is instantly deflated on the preview for the next episode because the next episode is just the second Char episode from the theatrical beginning that I've already seen back in February. I feel punked now, but wow. That was so fucking epic. That was too epic to skip, but maybe there will be more to it next time. I'm let down though that with the Battle of Solomon being next week, that means there's nothing real like juicy to sink into next week unless there's any new slivers of new content. But I mean, when they did like the Side 7 episode, like that was mostly like less content because they still cut out like Frabo and like the opening and a bunch of shit. So I guess we're probably going to have to wait 2 more weeks for anything meaningful to happen in like GQuuux. But wow, what an episode to like leave hanging on. Oh, but holy shit. Okay, if the next episode is the second half of the beginning, then that really only means that 9, 10, 11, 12, there's only 4 episodes left to wrap up the story. I don't think they can do that because I feel like the story's just getting started. This show needs a second season so bad. I'm so hyped right now. Oh my God, I can die happy. Wow, what a fucking week.